Hi everyone, I'm really hoping you can hear me and see me okay. This is me, this is where I am right now on my holiday. I've only been here for a couple of hours now, but we've had to get the girls settled and there's been lots of excitement and stuff, and it's just so stunning. Like we booked this place just on account of the views. Um, but everything's just incredible. It's just hopefully going to be a really lovely week. So the drive was long. We had a couple of dramas. Noah, who's won, I think she maybe got a bit motion sick, so she's really sick in her car seat. So that was a bit of drama, and we were sort of stranded at the side of the road trying to get the sick off everything and get her changed and stuff, but it's always eventful with children. But we got here in one piece and we only had a couple of stops, but the road, once we got to Ullapool, the road after that was single track and really remote, really isolated, and just you could almost feel the pace of life just ebbing away. It's just so lovely when there's sheep on the road and there's not the same sense of boundaries. Everything just feels a bit more wild and a bit more untamed, and it's just totally stunning here. This is like a little glass balcony here that the doors open out from our bedroom. And I stood here just before I came on live just to listen, and I can hear the birds singing, but the distance is just so still and so silent. It's just completely incredible. There's just no sound. And I live in town, so I'm used to even falling asleep to noise. So this is just such a treat, and I've got so many lovely self-care intentions for this holiday. It's a family holiday, I guess, so the days will be action-packed, or maybe not, but we'll just be following what the girls are wanting to do, and that'd be lovely. There's a big wasp. Oh no. Yeah, so we'll be sort of probably having lots of out in the fresh air and stuff like that. But I want to make time, as I do every day at home, for me, a little bit of time for me. And I read the most lovely, I was thinking about this and how I incorporate all of that into my day, and how I start my day and how that starts everything for me. It starts the whole process of meeting each moment with a different sense of myself and a different sense of the moment, and a much more impactful sense of what this moment is going to be for me, or what it's capable of being for me. So this holiday for me, in the evenings once the girls are asleep, will just be a deepening of that. There's a gorgeous hot tub just down here, right just out of camera, which I plan to use even if it rains. I think that'll be lovely. And there's a little sauna that I'm going to be using, and these last couple of months I've been on a real physical healing journey with my this skin condition, psoriasis, that I've had on my scalp since I was maybe 12 or something like that. I know I've shared it with you before, but I had just come to the point where I wanted to know why I had this, and I didn't want to accept that it was just something I had to live with. I didn't want to accept that it was something that the medical world don't really have a solution to. And so I started really digging, and I found an incredible chiropractic doctor who has a method that he has proven time and time again works. And so I bought his book, I read it, and for the past 2 months I have had the biggest challenges, I'd say, well, around my health that I've ever had, and I'm still kind of going through it because my entire body has just completely shifted, and suddenly the skin condition has almost completely gone, which is mind-blowing to me. It's taken 2 months of looking at my eating and really cleaning it up where it needed to, and taking some of the foods out that are really exacerbating to this condition, and just implementing some other things. And so there's a couple of different teas that I take now, morning and evening, and certain vitamins, and it's all natural and it's all nourishing, and it's just become a way of life for me now, and it's just been incredible. But I feel like my body's still sort of detoxing in a way, and within this last week I've probably had what they call a dying off period. So it sort of flared up and it looked and felt worse than ever, and then suddenly it just all disappeared, which for somebody who has had this for, oh my god, like 17 years or something like that, it's almost unbelievable that just making these small and significant changes, something radical has changed in my life. And I'm so excited by this because it's something that I get to share with people now, and hopefully get to help people with. And very often it's just that inspiration. Sometimes people just need something real and tangible in another person before they can believe it for themselves. And I'm so glad that this has really worked for me. And he did say that it would work, but it's sometimes hard to believe that. And I think we've probably all got areas of our lives where we find it hard to believe that we can have the thing or we can be the person, because there's such a separateness in any kind of weakness that we think we have, or any kind of illness, I guess, that we think we have. It creates a sort of separation between us and our life and us and other people. But there's so many things I've been wanting to talk about that I felt really relevant for me. And so I think tonight it's about tiredness, because I am tired. It's been a sort of weary journey to get here, but then we're here, and I'm just so energized by being here and this incredible scenery, and it's just food for the soul, really. So I wanted to share my tiredness with you by showing up here in spite of it, and just maintaining my equilibrium. And this is something that's really important for me, to be here. So it's about tiredness, and it's about healing, I guess, this evening. And it's also going to be really brief, just because I need it to be. I guess it's been a long day, and I want to enjoy this first evening here with my husband as well, and let us both sink into this, because it's been a while since we've been away. So I thought that we could tune in and do our alternate nostril breathing. If you want to do it along with me, I'm going to do it here. And this is my way of decharging from the day that I've had, and to sort of reset myself and ground into the intentions that I want to bring to life in this holiday that I'm having. And hopefully within your meditation you can think about what you want your weekend to be like, or what you want your next week to be like, and what you can do to bring yourself into those feelings and bring them out into your life, so that when the moment comes, you're there and you're ready for it, because you've taken this time right now to breathe and to be with yourself. And for me it's that simple, and that's all it takes. And it changes everything, as always. And I really need this tonight. I've got my golden milk. I've got, I think I literally brought 2 pairs of trousers, They like just a pair of wellies, the outdoorsy bits that I needed, and 2 full bags of the things that I need for my routine, because it's over these years it's just grown and grown and grown. So there's quite a lot of things that I do every day to give me that sense of giving to myself before I give to anyone else. So let us come together. This is so special for me. This is so incredible. I get to sit here and meditate and share it all with you, and sort of send it all out into the world as well. It's just incredible. So this is the first Kundalini yoga meditation that I've actually done. Really out of my own environment, somewhere new. So I'm feeling really blessed to be having this moment. So we'll come together, cross your legs, and bring your hands into your heart center. And take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Close the eyes. Take a nice second breath in and just exhale to begin. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. So bring your left hand into Gyan Mudra and place it on your left knee, and take your right thumb and place it over your right nostril. And we're just going to begin for 3 minutes. Inhale through the left and exhale through the right. And inhale through the right and exhale through the left. Quietly to yourself, inhaling Sat, exhaling Nam. Last inhale. And just exhale fully and completely through your nose. And bring both hands comfortably onto your knees, and now just sit for a few moments. Just breathing to your own rhythm. And just begin to think about how you're feeling right now and how you would like to be feeling. And just see if there's anything there that you can do to set some intention for how you're going to meet yourself this weekend and this coming week in those feelings. For me this week, I'm going to plant this seed of intention to find the strength in these moments of my day and on this holiday where I can acknowledge my tiredness, and I also acknowledge my desire to really have a wonderful family holiday, and how to have this wonderful holiday and be able to put one foot in front of the other in spite of any tiredness or fatigue that comes up in me. So just think about what's feeling real for you at the moment and how you can manage that gently and with love as this week goes forward. And take a nice deep breath in and just open your eyes. I jumped twice in that meditation. I heard a door slamming, and then the wasp or bee, which had crawled into this little joist here, flew out at one point. I don't know if you would have seen that, but I jumped. Thank you. That was lovely. It just feels lovely to feel the air and to hear the bird song and to be this close to the water. And we're taking a little boat out here over to, it's called the Summer Isles, and it's just a little clutch of islands off the west coast here. And we're booked in to go on a little boat called the Isabella, and I really can't wait to take the girls, although now that I've seen that Noah's possibly a bit motion sick the way I am, I'm not sure how that's going to go actually, because she was sick in the car. So we'll just have to see if that was motion sickness related or just eating too much or whatever. But like, I wanted to share this with you. Once I got here this evening, I took out my books that I love, found my candle and my matches, got all the ingredients laid out for my golden milk, rolled out my yoga mat, which is there's a second lounge upstairs, and it's just a big sort of panoramic window, and the yoga mat is laid out. I've not done anything on it yet, but that's the intention, is sort of plant myself and root in with all the little things, the touchstones that give me a sense of really being with myself in the space that I'm in. And so I opened my book, this book, Circle of Stones, which is such an inspiration for me with this circle. And I just thought, I had no preparation for today. I had intended to have, but the last week's just been so full on, and I've been tired, and my period's on the way, and it's been a bit headachy, and I don't normally get headachy, but it's just an acknowledgement of the fact that there was a bit more stress. So I thought I would just sit down with my books for 5 minutes and just open them, and whatever I opened at would be what I was going to share with you this evening. And as synchronicity would have it, it just seemed to be perfect for what I was feeling. So there's two things here. The first I'll start with is the shorter piece, and it says, how might your life have been different if through the years there had been a place where you could go, a place of women away from the ordinary busyness of life, a place of women who knew the cycles of life, the ebb and flow of nature, who knew times of work and times of quiet, who understood your tiredness and your need for rest, a place of women who could help you to accept your fatigue and trust your limitations, and to know in the dark of winter that your energy would return as surely as the spring. Women who could help you learn to light a candle and to wait. How might your life have been different? I cannot believe I opened at that page. My week, in fact, had just felt, yes, there had been a lot of feeling and of hearing myself say to myself, I'm tired. And I was being really gentle with myself, and I was taking my yoga very slowly and gently, and I was just allowing myself to bend and move into the tiredness because I still had things to do. But I was trying to have that tiredness be acknowledged while I was still somehow in motion, but not frantically, not busily, not forcing or pushing myself, but just being with myself in that feeling of fatigue and knowing where my limitations were, so doing what really needed to be done and acknowledging that there were certain things that I wasn't going to do. Even this morning, there was a whole list of things that I needed to do, and unfortunately, washing my hair was on the list, but it wasn't something I got to do. And I sort of vetoed that off the list as soon as I realised that I was starting to feel the pressure of how am I going to get everything done before we leave, and what if I forget something, and all of that stuff. So sitting with this and reading this, it's just perfect for my evening, my first evening here. And on the other page, there's a lovely piece that a woman has shared. And she says, for me, the balance between doing and just being is the important and dangerous question. If I am guilty or guilted or lured into achieving too much and lose the stillness of my center, then it takes me a long time to regain it. And I do violence to myself for those I love because of fatigue and pressure. I have had to give up winning big because I love my life when I'm connected to it, and I hate it when it and I get caught up in competition and deadlines. Then I have an overriding sense of impatience. My foot taps, I swallow food whole, I spill the coffee as I pour it, I burn myself on the stove. I rip, I wrench and tear. There is a violence that takes over at every act and shrieks orders at me. I am finding that it takes a lot of time to be a woman, to have a feeling of space and breath, a chance to sink into myself. As long as I take time every morning to light a candle to my life, it remains my life. But if I hurry into work without that small moment of quiet, then I've already lost myself and the day. The task for me is to care daily for myself and my life, to love and to nurture within myself, moment by moment, the quality of quiet presence, quietly being present to my life, which sanctifies it, to live as if the candle is lighted. Wow. That just is everything to me, and I think it's just such a beautifully well said and succinct way of saying what I'm trying to do with my own life and what I'm hoping that together we can do with our lives. This idea of feeling the space and feeling your breath and taking that time every day to care for yourself first, to take a moment with your life and to really sit down with yourself in it and just be with who you are in the space that you're in. And I love this ceremony of just striking a match and lighting a candle. And I do that a lot because it seems to strike a light in me and reminds me and reconnects me to that exact thing that she speaks about. The quality of quiet presence, quietly being present in my life, which sanctifies it. And if all of us could do that thing of, before we get on with our life and get on with our day, and even before we switch off the alarm if you have one, to take that time every day before everything else and to be really disciplined about that. For me anyway, the discipline aspect of it is the thing that makes it work and that gives me a real strong sense of who I am and how I'm feeling right now, but who I want to keep growing toward becoming. And mostly I realised that it's actually about just coming back to some much simpler version of me. And like she says, you know, we do violence to ourselves and others when we don't take that time for ourselves and instead feel the hurry and the bustle and the pressure of life. And everything can come at us. But what are we going to do when that happens? Are we going to take it gracefully, or are we going to be violent with ourselves and with other people? And it happened with me just before we came on and came to be together this evening. Because my older daughter was so excited initially to go to bed. She was dying to get into bed because she'd picked which room she wanted, and it was the room with the bunk bed. So we got everything set up in there, and her and Noah share a room at home. And so we put the cot up and everything. But once we settled her and came out and whatever, you could just hear that it was like merry hell. Like she was, I don't know actually what she was doing, but I could feel that frustration and fire in me. And it was a classic moment where as a parent you get to choose, are you going to sort of be violent in some way, not physically, but with your tone, with your body language. Was I going to go in there and bluster and threaten and punish? And you know, there's the option to do that with everything. We can lean into it with love, or we can just hammer away at it with anger, and that comes from not acknowledging what we need in that moment and not giving ourselves what we need before we engage with someone else. And I had a split second of get into bed with the stern voice, and then as quick as that I caught myself, because you know, I've probably been seriously practicing this kind of wholehearted parenting and parenting by connection. I feel like I'm really out of those beginning phases where there would be good days and bad. You know, now there's just more of the lovely stuff, and now I tend to see that sort of, oh, it's back, that situation as a learning curve for me, and it gets to be a moment where I cement in Robin the mother that I am. And I'm not a perfect mother, and I don't always keep myself in check, but I'm quick to clean up my mess, and I'm quick to apologise when that happens. But mainly I want her to have the luxury, really, of a mother who doesn't punish her and doesn't have expectations of her beyond what her expectations are of herself. And I want her to feel my gentleness and my ease and my love around all of her struggles. And there's always two sets of needs in these situations, I guess, but once I realised that she wasn't going to settle and that Noah did need to get to sleep, I just said, right, come out. So I brought her out of the room, and we sat and we chatted, and she told me how her bedroom felt big and that room felt very small, and it felt funny being in a new bed. And it was just so lovely, because if I had just kept her in the room or not listened to what her behaviour was telling me, I would have missed that conversation and missed giving her the opportunity to really express herself in the right way, rather than in jumping off beds and, which is fine, but for that part of the evening, it was not appropriate in terms of Noah getting to sleep and all of that. So I knew I had to sort of just shift and change and soften the boundary a bit, and just be there with her in her own little struggle. So that's how I get to be that kind of mum, I guess. Oh dear, I think Neil might be a bit annoyed if I let 100 midges in here. I get to be that mum by taking that time for myself every day. Every single day I do it in some form. I do it alone, or I do it with the girls around me or climbing over me, or I'd have to stop and then attend to their needs and come back to it. But I still do it every day, even if it's at the end of the day, and even if it's before I close my eyes and get to sleep that night. I make sure I've given myself that sense of me and showing up, and just showing up in my life in the way that I really need. So I had gotten another little thing I was going to read to you about healing, just because of this healing journey that I've been on, and I guess it's why I'm here with you now, I guess, because I am sufficiently healed enough to allow this part of myself to be vulnerable to all of my wants, and to be vulnerable to you, I guess, to really show myself. And that's something that I've always craved, to be really transparent, to be really courageous in it, to inspire people by who I am, by how I live, to be that example. And the amazing thing is that you have to be it for yourself first. So it's like this double gift, this incredible thing, where I so deeply feel this, and now I can feel it again with you. And that's what has inspired me to have this circle and create this space and take this time. It just all feels so important, and it's a massive part of my own purpose here in this life, I guess. But yeah, I just wanted to leave that thought with you. When I am healed, I am not healed alone. And I think that for me has been a very powerful agent for my own personal growth, because in really committing to healing from the inside out and living from the inside out, not living out there and struggling to come inside, but predominantly being on the inside, and knowing that when you do come out into the world, and that when you do come out into your relationships and come out into your job or your life circumstances, or even how you come out into the world on a daily basis, the people you engage with, the person at the shop, the person that gives you your ticket at the subway, all of these things, they get to be moments for us to see who we are on the inside, because it starts showing up outside of ourselves. And I feel like there's so much to take from that message of healing as a priority, as the biggest priority, and that by taking the time and giving the focus to where all of our pain is, and our suffering is, and our perceived weaknesses are, physical weaknesses, emotional, psychological weaknesses, where we are constantly feeling pulled and drained. If we can start from those places and heal and begin to bring healing to those things, then we don't just heal ourselves, we heal everything. We heal everyone we come into contact with, because we offer a vibration that is healing, and we offer a vibrancy and a passion for ourselves and our lives that is that I think is much more powerful than I don't know, I guess talking about it, about having the idea of who we think we are, or having the next thing that we're trying to do for ourselves, when it all just becomes all talk and no action. And it's sort of shifting from being somebody who constantly talks about their problems and talks about what they need to do, and transitioning to being the person who just shows up in their life and just walks very slowly and methodically and persistently with themselves, and walks their talk, and doesn't talk before they've done the other thing. There's so much healing to be had, and we've all got so many things that we need to look at, I guess. And I guess we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't even be here together if there wasn't something in you that was feeling the need for change, or the need to feel, or the need to heal. So bear that in mind this evening and this weekend and this coming week until I see you next Friday. That when you take the time for yourself, even in your breath, even in the most quiet of moments, just as you wake, even if it's 2 minutes, not even 2 minutes, if you can just sit up in your bed after you wake and bring your hands to your heart and breathe and acknowledge yourself, acknowledge your worth, acknowledge your pain or your suffering, but be with yourself and know deeply how you feel, and start from there. And we don't have to push through. We don't have to feel put upon, and we don't have to get caught up in things. We don't have to do that. We can simply know how we feel and to lean more toward the things that can give us what we need, and to take that time with ourselves, just to be just to be in the silent space, just to be with their breath. It doesn't even need to be a meditation. And that allows you to have a life that's not running away from you, I guess. So I'm going to go and start this beautiful holiday. I guess I have already started it, and I've started it in the most beautiful way with you. It's so lovely to have taken this time. I am going to go and try out this infrared sauna that's here. I'm going to take a lovely long shower, do a hair treatment, and try out the sauna, and then I'm going to go and sit and look at this view and hopefully see a sunset. I don't remember the last time I saw a sunset, and I'm so excited about that. So whatever is coming up for you this weekend, just be with yourself and take that time for silence, and try not to do any violence to yourself and to others. And I will see you next Friday. So we can end by saying our blessing, I guess. So we bring our hands back to our heart center, and we can sing or say, I'm going to sing, may the long time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. May the long time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. May the long time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on, guide your way on, guide your way on. Sat Nam, Sat Nam. Thank you for being here this evening. It's been amazing, and I will see you back home next Friday. Thank you so much.